Hey everybody, this is Lee Gerstmann on the second YouTube video of my Lee Gerstmann Show, and with me is Charles Traynor. Hi Charles, how's it going today?
Hi, Lee. It's a great honor to be the second guest and first guest of
Yeah.
the YouTube experiment on the Lee Gerstmann channel and show. And folks,
Yeah.
make sure you check out some of them songs. Lee's been posting a lot of songs.
Yeah.
He's been challenging folks to listen to his songs. I have to say this though, Lee. I don't know if it's a Facebook conspiracy thing, but I didn't see all of them myself. So I
Okay.
don't.
Yeah. The reason why I posted what I did was to sort of also find out whether or not it's because people are either ignoring them or they didn't see them.
Yeah, I
And
might have seen
so
one or two.
yeah.
So.
Well, at least if people saw a few, I'm cool with that. At
No.
least, yeah.
But for the people that aren't in the know of the great Lee Gerstmann, check out his channel.
Thank you.
Like, share, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. And he puts a lot of work into his tunes, folks.
Yeah.
So give him an addy boy and some likes. Let's get that algorithm built up for him.
Yeah. And
So anyway, today though we're doing this one here. This is your choice. So
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do the talk a lot about this.
Okay.
But I have to say before you get into your spill. Now, folks at home that are new, we're on a new medium here, YouTube. Maybe, not really, but
Yeah.
Sometimes Lee sends me some stuff that I'll absolutely hate, and sometimes he'll send me stuff that I'll absolutely love. So it'll be curious to see where that coin lands today with this group, because I heard nothing about this group. So back to you, Lee.
Yeah. I am almost at the point where I heard nothing about them, but the truth is, they were one of many groups who I know of that I've heard of for quite a while, and I might have even at one point or another downloaded one of their albums and never got around to hearing it. They're an English group, but the thing is, I could have picked one of at least 20 possibilities, and I just decided to pick one. So Bachdenkel is the choice, and they did 2 albums. And after I, heard this and reviewed it, I listened to their second album. But when I heard this, I noticed that when it talked about them, it said they started and they did the album in 1970, but the label waited until 1973 to release it, and the group wanted to be a 3-album set, but the company decided to only release a regular album, and then for some weird reason, one of the members in the group, I'm not sure if this is exactly so, but it kind of, when I read it, it seemed like it might have been so, that the extra songs were originally released in 1970 as an EP. I'm not sure if that's exactly true, but if it is, then that means the songs that were not going to be on the album came out first, not as the album. So that's kind of a weird thing. But then a French label decided, okay, we'll put it out the way you want it to. And that was around
78.
like 78.
Yeah.
And then so at that time they also recorded their second album, which
Well,
makes me wonder whether they did or whether their second album was recorded earlier. It's kind of weird.
well, from what I read about it a little bit, and from what I read, the delay in this record was because there was 12,000 pounds of, and that's English money, of unpaid studio time.
Oh, okay.
And that was what caused the delay. So I don't know if that was on the band, if that was on whatever label they were on at the time. I see they were on Philips.
Yeah.
And they ended on something called Orc, which must be that French label you're talking about.
Yeah.
The interesting part of this, and we did do the 3 bonus tracks that was released as an EP in '78 with the record. I don't know where those 3 songs fit in. I don't, assuming they weren't at the end like this. They were probably intermingled somewhere.
Yeah.
It really seemed like they would have fit in to close the album with these 3 songs, but whichever.
I kind of thought they did. I thought the engineering quality was different, but that's like as if it was remastered and sounded off. But that's me.
Yeah, you know, personally, I don't want to give too much away, but I would have been probably perfectly tickled pink with just the 7 songs.
Yeah.
But that's not what they originally intended, and I read that, so I figured, well, Lee will want to do those 3. We just did Dennis Wilson. I didn't do the 45,000 bonus tracks. It was like, no. But I thought, without talking to him, see, me and Lee are getting that good. I figured he'd want to do these 3, and I didn't do the rest. And there are on streaming like 3 or 4 more songs after that, but I didn't even listen to those. But
I listened to them, and I would say they're about on par with some of their other work. I'll just leave it at that for now.
Well, this band is basically like prog rock.
Yeah.
Psychedelic-y, but more prog to me than psychedelic. But
yeah.
And they hit on the psychedelic theme once or twice, I think, lyrically. But musically, I'm going to go prog.
I'm going to say also a little bit pop.
We'll see.
Yeah, a little bit.
But Lemmings, I know none of these people.
Lemmings. Yep. And I don't know their names either, and I'm not going to look it up. But they're English guys.
Yeah, but I did find one guy's name because he stood out, I think, amongst the rest. But either way, I knew nothing about this, so we were about 60-40, usually not 50-50, 60-40. I usually like it, and then, or is this some crap? We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. And you'll find out how I feel too. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so.
I'll start out. Well.
Yeah, you can
I'll
start. This
okay. The first song, Translation. All right. The last 30 seconds is a great song, and the rest of it is leading up to it. It's not bad. A bit slow for a first track. I might have liked it better placed later on in the album, but they're good musicians and there isn't anything I disliked about it. What do you think?
Unfortunately, the audio is very low. It could be the streaming service. See, let me go on a little rant here for a second, Lee. See, to you, You gotta buy physical media, dorks. I just threw a feather in your cap there. See, sometimes streaming can let you down.
Yeah.
There you go.
I downloaded it from a music site.
I still disagree. Streaming is the future. Get over it. Streaming's not going anywhere. And Lee and I both agree, I think, about streaming.
Oh, no, actually what I did was I downloaded them from YouTube. The songs.
I listened to it on YouTube. It was slightly better. But
Okay.
I don't know. That's a weird quirk of Apple Music. Sometimes they sound better than others, and sometimes I gotta listen to YouTube. Unfortunately, the one I found on YouTube didn't separate tracks, so I was like, no, I'm just gonna gut through it.
Okay. I looked for individual tracks.
But there you go. They're
Right.
physical media only dorks that lived back in the 1950s.
Yeah.
After you feather. The streaming's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway. But from what I could hear of the song, very cool, dreamy type of song. Lots of arpeggios from the guitar. Then, in a hallmark of the times, the song just kicks into a jam session type of track with a pretty bitchin' guitar solo. An interesting track, but I preferred the jamming part to that beginning part. So I'm kind of with you there, Lee.
Yeah, right on.
It cut off too short. The jamming should have been longer.
Yeah. And the other parts should have been cut completely. All right. And then the next song is Equals. What do you think of that?
Oh, man. I didn't think much of it at all. Just a rather bland piano ballad. And I'm afraid it sucks too, because it started out very interesting, like kind of like a tape loop thing or something, but man, it just goes into not goodville really quick. Damn shame that there was no cool jam, just a bland piece, like hospital food. Hospital food.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, that's how the song is.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it's a short song, so yay to that.
Yeah. I put, this sounds like part of a song someone wrote and didn't want to waste it, so they made it sound as complete as possible. It's okay, nothing great, but I've heard worse. I could imagine it in a longer version and actually going somewhere interesting, but so far after the first track, they're not using good judgment having this as the second tune.
Yeah, it's got like no spice to it. It's just
Yeah.
bleh.
Yeah. So the next song is An Appointment with the Master. Okay, this is where they finally show what they can do. Unfortunately, I don't like the song.
Oh!
The melody is the type like Whiter Shade of Pale, with that melancholic English ballad fluff that I generally avoid when listening to stuff for pleasure. They solo and jam with professionalism, but it's wasted on those chord changes. I'm waiting to hear something from them I really like. What do you think?
See, I'm more like, now this is more like it.
Huh.
And I did find a guy's name, Brian Smith, the drummer.
Huh.
He's slamming on this one. This song sounds like Syd Barrett meets the Kinks a bit. And for me, that's a recipe for success, kind sir.
Huh. I might listen with that in mind in order to make myself like it better.
Well, and throw in a little Keith Moon style drumming with Syd Barrett and the Kinks.
Okay.
For good measure.
Yeah.
The song rocks. This is the best one I've heard thus far on the record.
I figured you'd like it. Anyway.
Other two.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. So. Okay. We're about equal with a little bit of a thorn. But anyway, the next song is the Settlement Song. Okay, now this song is pretty good. There are certain parts I like better than others, but the balance of the song is good, and it keeps up with the interest level. So I'd say I'm looking forward to see what else is going on in the album. What do you think?
It was losing me a little bit with that shades of Spinal Tap's Stonehenge's that Stonehenge song that Spinal Tap did.
Yeah.
It's got those sounds in the beginning, but thankfully they avoided it the rest of the song. Pretty decent 2-part multi-track harmonies once again. Slamming drums. Once again, the slamming drums. Fairly rudimentary guitar playing, but it works nicely. You don't always have to blaze on the fretboard there, guitar folks. Really good balance between mellow and tense throughout. A strong, long track that holds my attention. So, excellent one on here. And it's long, 11 minutes, 26 seconds, but I enjoyed it.
All right. What do you think of Long Time Living?
Marimba, or a xylophone, or whatever the fuck it is. Not enough of that in music, folks. I love that sound. A better piano ballad than the previous song, Eagles. Pretty bare bones, vocals, piano, splash of organ, drums, a little bit of xylophone or whatever the fuck it is. This is a fine ballad here, heartwarming even. I dug it.
All right, I put, at least it's short, but to me it's so far the worst song on the album. It's the type of song other people would like, but not me.
No, I'm the other people.
Huh?
I'm the other people.
Yeah, you're the other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm saying other people as far, instead of saying it's the type of song he would like. I don't want to make it that pointing finger.
I'm more of a GP, general population music person. So
you're more of other people. You're more the OP.
Other people?
Yeah. Okay.
I like that. The other people.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, what do you think of... Oh, well, I guess it's my turn. Okay, Stranger Still. This is okay. It's a moody ballad rocker, but mostly it's interesting enough. It's one of the better songs on the album, but that's not hard to do with its competition. What do you think?
The guitar melody is one of the more imaginative sounding ones I've heard in a while. Once again, the drums are excellent. My hat's off to you there, Brian Smith. Wherever you are, if you're still with us. This has an almost Middle Eastern vibe to it, and we do get a ripping guitar solo here. These guys are excellent at shifting from mellow to intense. Another winner here, and the best guitar work I've heard to this point.
Right on. What do you think of Come All Ye Faceless?
In essence, an anti-war song. I'm sure it's about Vietnam, so it's a hallmark of the era. But subject matter aside, excellent intense riffage here. Fairly simple ascending riff, but effective in its execution. Another rudimentary song as far as guitar work, but it holds it down strong and proves that it isn't always about playing a million notes. It's about the song, fuckers. I can't find any fault here with Come All Ye Faceless.
All right. I put this is pretty good too. I like the energy of it, and even though it's repetitive, I prefer a repetitive decent song than a non-repetitive bad song. It reminds me of The Who, and I think they could have done a good version of it. Pretty right on. Now for The Slightest Distance. It's an okay filler song. It wasn't great, but I didn't hate it. It was midpoint between one of their better tracks and one of their worst. What did you think?
You get a fade in, awesome production effect. Very pretty arpeggio playing here. Sounds like an improvement of the style of Dear Prudence by the Beatles.
Oh, okay.
Then they kick the rock in, and once again, it's an excellent touch. Just a kick-ass rocking track here, man. These dudes were good.
Yeah. What do you think of Donna?
Yeah, I was hoping morbidly that this would be a cover of the Richie Valens song, but alas, it wasn't, and it probably should have been, because for some reason, this one doesn't resonate with me. Slightly gothic in tone, but not a good tone. This song pretty much just sucks. Oh, well, the party has to end sometime. The weakest one I've heard thus far.
Okay, I put musically, this is the best song on the album so far. Even though they could have played it with more energy, I could imagine either the Scorpions or Ronnie James Dio doing a really good version of this song. I like the song, but their rendition makes it almost forgettable. So yeah, I didn't really like the way they played it much, but I thought it was the basis for what could have been a really good song.
And I could see that.
Yeah.
But by them, no, it sucked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't drip on my shirt, but it didn't taste good while I sucked it. Okay.
Don't you think it would have been more interesting if they just covered the Richie Valens song? I think it might have been.
Maybe not better, but at least at least a change of pace.
Yeah.
Anyway, and now the last song, 1,000 Pages Before. Okay, another filler song, one that sounds like a last song on the album, but other than that, I felt it was not one of their better songs, but at least not quite as bad as the couple of songs I really disliked. What did you think?
Well, again, it sounds like a Dear Prudence thing. I guess they like that sound. Not a complete rip-off, though, just reminiscent. And it's also kind of Floyd sounding. But this was recorded before Floyd developed this type of sound, because it was done in 1970.
Yeah.
So maybe it's the other way around. Maybe Pink Floyd ripped off the old crew here, Bachdenkel, or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, that's good enough.
An excellent rocked out section is in here. Thankfully better than Donna. That would have been a turd of an ending.
Oh.
And as an album, this was a pleasant surprise. As far as the album goes, I think I liked it a little more than Lee.
Yeah, I figured after I heard it, I think he's going to like it more than I did. And so I was going to apologize, but I figured if you liked it, then I didn't need to.
Good call.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest, I don't know that I'm going to put it on my repeat list over and over again, but it was a pleasant surprise. I enjoyed most of it.
Yeah.
The ballads, stay away from that. This group, no ballads. And Donna, what a mess. But I could hear a gothic metal band do something with that song.
Yeah, make it heavier, make it less slow.
But by these guys, no.
Yeah.
But sometimes that happens, you know. So,
Yeah.
but overall, I enjoyed the album. So thanks for thinking
Sure.
of bringing this one up to my attention.
Yeah. And their second one, by the way, I liked better. It has a little bit of a different sound, not quite as intense, but the songs themselves I did like. So,
But I like this better than you did, so maybe I wouldn't like the second one as much as.
I'm always going to hope that won't be the case.
Oh, what is this guy? Bachdenkel. Good old
Bachdenkel.
Bachdenkel.
Yeah.
We reviewed you on the Lee Gerstmann Show.
Yep. So, yeah, this is Lee Gerstmann and Charles Traynor, and thank you everyone for watching this review. Take care and bye-bye.